Hello creative people, welcome back to the channel. This is Emily Green, I'm a Spanish illustrator, and a couple of videos back we dived into the world of Procreate's blend modes, specifically multiply and screen. So today we're getting bright and bold with another favourite of mine, which is the add mode. We're going to talk about how it works and how to include it in our illustrations. So grab your favourite pencils and let's dive into it. So a couple of videos back we talked about how screen mode was a great way to add highlights to your illustrations, but so is add mode. So let's see what the difference between these two modes is. To do that, I'm going to change the background color of my canvas from white to pink, and I've got a green circle here which I renamed to normal as it would be our base layer to see what the difference is between add and screen modes. I'm going to duplicate the green circle twice and I'll move the circle in the middle layer down, and I'm going to rename it add as it'll be our add mode layer. Then I'll move the top circle up and I'll rename it screen as it'll be our screen mode layer. Our green circle, the normal layer, will remain unchanged. Let's change the blending modes now. I'll change our screen layer to screen and our add layer to add and see what happens. As you can see, both layers act as a light focus. The difference is that the screen layer produces a nice brightening effect based on the luminosity values of our normal base layer, preserving a bit of contrast. Add mode, however, creates a more intense brightening effect. It decreases the contrast between the added color and the base layer, brightening the base color at the same time. To see the contrast difference even clearer, let's convert everything to black and white. And as you can see, the add mode circle loses some contrast with the base layer compared to screen mode, but it appears much brighter. So now that we know the difference, let's see how we can incorporate this blending mode into our illustrations. So we can go from something like this to something like this. As you can see, this illustration is missing something, so let's add some light to make it pop. We're gonna bring this girl hairs back to life with highlights, and here's how I like to do it. First, I always open a new layer for highlights set to add mode. This will keep my highlights separate and easier to adjust later on. I like to work below shadows, so I'm gonna place the add layer below the multiply layers with shadows because it will allow those shadows to peek through, adding depth to the highlights. Now I'm gonna choose my new sketch brush for this, and I am going to paint some highlights following the hair flow and adding thin strands between the existing hairlines to create a sense of volume and texture. On a separate layer, I'm going to draw some highlights as well, but I'm going to set it to screen mode so you can see the difference in intensity between screen and add modes. And as you can see, add mode really makes those highlights pop. So I'm going to continue drawing highlights all over her hair. And here we go, look at the difference that makes. Now this girl has got beautiful, beautiful hair. But art mode isn't just for highlights, it's fantastic for creating light sources too. So let's make these stars in the background shine brighter. First, I'll create a new layer below the stars and set it to normal mode, and this layer will hold our basic light source. I'm going to use the beautiful purple for a magical glow, because I think it's a colour that will complement the overall illustration. And I'm going to use my colour block brush to paint some circles on the new layer. Then, with the Gaussian blur effect, I'll soften the edges, creating a nice ethereal glow. And now for the fun part, I'm going to add another layer set to add mode on top of the first glow layer. I'm keeping the same color and brush, and I'm going to paint additional circles using Gaussian blur again for an even more intense glow. See the difference? With art mode, we've transformed these stars into beautiful luminous elements. So there we have it, we have explored the wonders of art mode and how you can elevate your illustrations with light effects and highlights. Do you also use art mode in your illustrations? What's your favorite way to use it? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear all your creative tips. And if you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find more artsy videos every Sunday. Also, if you want to see the animation I did for this illustration, head over to my Instagram account, @@everlygreenart, where you will also find all my artworks. Hope you have a lovely day and see you in the next video. Bye!